Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be reviewing the Canton Canoe Weekend 2015 with clips from my C1 race that was on Saturday. Alright, we're going to start off right off with the start. Man, this is a massive start. About 33 pro guys in this start, and mass confusion. Really hard to get started and get in the groove, but it was a beautiful thing. As we're going through these clips, I'm going to start to break down the actual race for you, from the course all the way to the finishes and my impressions and everything like that. So let's get right to it. The full course was 14 and a half miles. I was told from people that have done the race before and just how the race was, the water was a little bit low this year, which made it for a little bit harder of a race, a little bit longer for some of us, and but definitely a fun race at that. So as the breakdown of the actual course is, right now, as you can see on the screen, we're going downstream, and you go downstream for just about a mile, and then you're going to turn a buoy, and you're going to go back upstream another 4.6 miles or 5.6 miles into the actual race, and then you'll turn another buoy to go back downstream, and you're going to go back downstream until you're about 10.25 miles into the race, and it's the same place where your first buoy was. You're going to be turning right to go into what they call the Little River, and you're going to be going up that part, which is now that's a really windy section, so you gotta really be on top of your turning, especially in the C1. And then once you get to 11.75 miles into the race, you're gonna turn the last buoy and that on the Little River, and then turn back and go right back to the finish line, which was the start line. So on the clips right now, this is that first buoy turn. Okay, so this one's not that difficult of a buoy turn. I just didn't have a great buoy turn. And the hardest one, though, is in the Little River for the buoy turns. The other buoy turns aren't bad at all. So, so it's a great course flavor because on the main river, there's nothing too crazy. You do got to read some water, especially up in the rock garden. That's a good place to make sure that you're keeping a lookout on where the best line is. But other than that, it didn't seem. I was picking the same lines as everyone that I could see in front of me was picking, and it all looked pretty easy to navigate by picking the best type of water to go through. Okay. I had some struggles in this race, as you can see right there. I tipped over. That really took the wind out of my sails, and definitely had to work really hard to get back to where I got back into this race. So with that being said, I'm going to kind of break down some of the times of the guys, and I'm not going to go through the whole list, just a couple. In first place in the C1 was Andy Trebold. He had a time of 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 14 seconds. Second place is Steve Lajoie with 2 hours, 8 minutes, and 36 seconds. And another one I want to note is Nick Walton, who came in 7th place at 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 36 seconds. The reason I wanted to mention Nick Walton is he won the General Clinton 70-mile C1 Pro this year, and so if you want to have a reference to where he was comparatively to this field, and compare it to the 70 this year, you'd be able to do that. So my time was 2 hours, 26 minutes, and 26 seconds. I came in 29th overall, so you can really see the depth of the field through that. It was just some of the fastest guys that you will ever find were there, and that's one of the main reasons why I will probably always do this race, and I will suggest it to anyone that really wants to test where they are in the competitive field. There was rumbling saying that this is more competitive race than nationals is. So that was a really great opportunity to be able to race against all these great racers and really see where I'm at right now. So um, at right now, as we're watching the second buoy turn coming up here. This was probably the easiest buoy turn of them all. And with that being said, I just kind of want to go over, before I get into the C2 times, I want to just go over how the races run. The only thing that I wasn't the biggest fan of was the starting procedure in the C1, and maybe that's just because I didn't have a good start because of it. But I wasn't really prepared for it. I knew what the starting procedure was, but kind of didn't put myself in the right place. How the starting procedure goes with this is you basically line up with a couple minutes of where they can, say go at any time. Basically, you get up on what they call a drift line, and you're supposed to line up in a straight line and slowly drift down the river, and then they say go. So I was trying to get into the drift line when they, said go. It was partly because there were so many boats. It's hard to get everyone in the line, but I was in the second line at the start, so that's what was, But for someone that's never done the race before, I think I didn't realize that I was, that pinched for time, and I should have gotten up earlier into that first row. Other than that, this weekend was put together very well. You can't really complain about anything. It was, everything was on time. Awards went pretty quickly, pretty smoothly, and everything was organized. The volunteers did a great job with this race, and highly recommend this race to anyone that's looking to do a canoe weekend or just a single race if you can only make it out for one day. All right, getting into the C2 times. First place was Matthew Pellerin and Julian Blaze. I'm sorry if I pronounced their names wrong. With 2 hours, 1 minute, 23 seconds. Second place was Steve Lajoie and Matt Radinsky at 2 hours, 2 minutes, 9 seconds. And third place was Zach Mack and Andy Trebold with 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 44 seconds. And my time, I raced with Mike Packard, amazing guy, amazing racer. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame at the General Clinton this year. And our time was 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 3 seconds. So overall, I will be back at Canton probably next year if it fits into my schedule. I will definitely try to because I want to see where I stack up with everybody else. And you really want to try this weekend. So until next time, guys, keep paddling hard, and be looking out for more videos to come.